Hi, welcome back to my pot garden. The tomatoes are out. I gave, and you can't smell it, but I gave the greenhouse a dousing with Jay's fluid, so it stinks in here now, but the plants don't mind that. But yeah, give the roof and everything a good clean for the winter. It doesn't need the bubble wrap insulating material yet, but I've got the shelves in, so basically it's mostly me flowers I've got in here. So it's things like me chrysanthemums, sunshine mix. Here I have my cornflowers for next year, a couple of cauliflowers and more cauliflowers here. There's basically, I put 2 in each module in case one didn't grow, and for most of them both have grown. That one hasn't, there's just the one. I've got my onions, which are doing really well. I think these are about ready to, as you can see, there's all the roots itching to get out and grow a bit more. Even in the 3-inch pots they're fine to get out, so they're ready. There's my mix and match of leftover sets all in there, all doing really well. To be honest, I think there's only those 2 which are the radar, so there's only 2 I haven't set away yet. These are red winter, and there's just that one back there that hasn't gone, and what's the other one? Sensu yellow. Well, all them have gone. So, and then the full trays of each one, well, basically looking at it, I think there's only one out of that full tray, which is that one at the back there, that hasn't gone yet, but that'll probably just a late starter. The red winter, I think, just looking at it now, I think there's just the one in the centre there. That one there is the only one that hasn't started yet. Oh, and there's one at the back. So 2 out of maybe 3 out of 50 of the red hasn't gone. About 2 or 3 of each of the whites hasn't gone yet, but there's still early days yet. Once these cucumbers have matured, which will be in a matter of a week or 2, this cucumber plant will be out. I'll get a couple of more shelves in, and the Inca berry plant, the berries are starting to, the little parcel type things with the fruits in, they're starting to mature now, so a couple of weeks I think that greenhouse will be full of shelves of the overwintering stuff as well. These are my growing, or at least 3 of my growing pots. I've got 2 in the other greenhouse. Basically it's mostly used soil with a little bit of fresh compost, but that's about it. A bit of slow release, just basically a handful in each pot, just to give it a little bit of nutrient over the winter, just to keep them ticking over. You don't want to feed them too much, otherwise you get sort of fresh green growth, and you don't want too much of that for the winter, otherwise the chances of getting a disease or them rotten or stuff like that. So you want to reduce as much as you can the chances of that happening. So just a little bit of slow release just to keep them going. So they're the pots. Right, so in this big pot here I'll plant me Sensu yellow onions sets. That's them there, as you can see. The roots are, whoops, the roots are coming through now. So while I've got the time, I will transplant the best ones over, and as soon as I get some more spare pots I'll plant the rest in them. Say, like for example, when some more me beetroot, me turnips get harvested, I'll have some more free ones so I can use them. Well, this bit couldn't be any easier. Basically you're supposed to plant these about 5 inches apart, 4 to 5 inches. So start from there. So I've started them off just basically 4 to 5 inches apart in the centre, and then the way I do it is plant them alternate about 4 or 5 inches apart, like that. And there you go. So that's roughly where I'm going to plant the onions. As I say, I don't really grow them for size, but I used this method last year and I got some decent onions, so I'll do the same again. The only difference from last year to this year is that this year I'm going to keep, last year they were outside over the winter, whereas this time I'm going to keep them in the greenhouse. It still gets cold, but hopefully it might be less detrimental to the growth, and hopefully I'll get a very good, maybe even better crop next year. So simplicity itself, as I see it, that's, I don't know if you can say that, but that is one of the onions. As you can see, there you go. As you can see, it's got a lovely healthy root system. Nice one, that. So now that you've got your guides, just basically plunk it in and gently cover it over and gently firm it in. So just keep doing that. As you can see, another one, very healthy root system. Just gently in and cover. go, that's another good one. Rather than bore you all, I'll finish the rest of this tub up and I'll get back to you. There we are, I've finished that off. They're about 5 inches apart. Just needs watering in now, and left, well, just keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't dry out totally. You don't want too much water, otherwise they'll rot, but you know, just so long as it's sort of on the slightly moist side, you should be alright. So yeah, that's my onions. So that's my Sensu yellow. I've got another 4 pots which I'll fill up. I'll show you all the onions exactly the same, and really the garlic's the same as well, but I'll show you the garlic, how they're doing. But you know, they look really healthy and looking really promising, so we'll see what we'll get next year with them. So next is me garlic. This is another bed that I've prepared. This one's going to be for me garlic. Basically just the same again, about 4 or 5 inches apart, so I just make a rough guide to your holes, just so you get the spacing right. That should be spot on. So it should be about 14, get about 14 garlic plants in there. So this, I'll take one out. Right, so I don't know if you can see that. I'm zooming in a bit. Right, that's the garlic. If I can get now. That's the garlic. Strong, stocky and healthy. And that's the bulb there. And as you can see, it's got an absolute excellent root system. So they're perfect for planting out. So again, this, put it in and firm it in, not too much, but enough for it to settle in. So just go, there's another one, another excellent root system. So just gently plant, and that's it. So just do this row for the camera. There you go. And one last one here. Well, excellent roots on these. Marco, this garlic is. So yeah, I think I'm going to get some canny garlic next year, I think, if these are anything to go by. So one more. Everyone's the same, beautiful. So just firm it in, not too heavy, and there you go. So I'll finish this pot off. Now, 2 tips when you do, if you do this module method, and that is, one, a couple of well, a day before you're going to do this, I don't water them. That way the soil dries out a bit and they're a lot easy to pull out of the module tray without possibly causing any damage to these roots here. And secondly, when you do pull them out and they're like this, they can be a bit sort of root bound, so what I generally do is just gently tease the roots at the bottom out. That way it gives them a chance, instead of just growing in a ball, they grow out and hopefully give you a better plant. So once you've teased them out, just put them in, fill it in with the soil, and just so they're sticking out the top of the soil. That's how I like them. And that's it. So that's my bed of garlic, not bed, pot of garlic. There's 15 of them in there. Just like the onions, once I harvest a few parsnips or turnips, swedes, beetroot, whatever, as more pots become available, I'll use them straight away. But this soil is basically just like the onions. It's a used one, just topped up with a little bit of new compost, a handful of just general slow release, as the same reason I explained for the onions, just to keep them ticking over winter. The soil is, this is how moist you need it. If you squeeze it, it should keep its shape, but then just gently crumble. So that's the sort of moisture you're looking for over winter. Not much more than that, not much less than that. So there you go, that's me Marco garlic pot. Well, I hope you found that interesting. There's one thing I want to show you quickly before I go, because I'm really quite chuffed with these. As you can see, it's all the way to the top now. I can't really hold these up much more. The others are just a little bit behind, but there's still 3, 4, possibly even more shoots to come on that one, and on this one there's about 5, 6, 7, about 8 shoots or something on that one, but that one's at the top as well, so it's almost there. All 3 pots are nearly almost at the top, so it's just a case of giving them a bit of a feed and watching them grow. So that's me potatoes, me shallots. Okay, that is definitely it. So see you next time in my pot garden.